I'm redoing the raised floor inside the front half of my punt. I decided to do it this way with ribs that are vertical. This is 3.5 inches tall. This is exactly the same height that the ribs will be on the shuttle punt 2. The shuttle punt 2 has a more aerodynamic nose. It curves on the sides a little bit, and from here to here, the front is a shallow V. So it does go to totally flat from here to here, but the front and back ends have a shallow V, and that will help with the fluid dynamics. It should be a faster boat. It'll be about 8 inches longer, and it should be able to hold 2 people. So what I did over here, instead of using fiberglass, if I use fiberglass, I have to leave and go home because either that or I have to wear a respirator for the rest of the day. So what I did was I've stopped using paper, but I had these rags. I bought these rags thinking that I saw the word cotton and I bought these rags for applying oil varnish on my furniture, and I went to do that and it did not work. It left lint all over the place. So I'm using this. It comes in sheets, and I'm just cutting it in strips, and I dunk that in Type-On 3 with a little bit of water, and this is much more absorbent than the paper. The problem with the paper is the middle of the paper always had a dry section or a dry layer, and so that's where all the joints would fail. Is if you had an abrasion, it would just shear and the paper would just rip right down the middle where it was dry. So I'm hoping this is much more absorbent, and it's cotton, so it should be stronger. Anyway, that's on the interior. I'm still using fiberglass on the outside exterior corner because that takes a lot of abuse, and this will not have any abrasion at all. So that's the logic there. The other thing is, regarding these ribs, I'm gonna space them. I'm gonna go rib and then spacer blocks, and then rib and then spacer blocks. So it'll only be halfway filled with foam, and half of it will be air. Also, my spacer blocks, I think I'm gonna stagger them so that maybe they end up in diagonal pattern as opposed to just straight across. I think that might be stronger. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I just have to cut a few more of these ribs here. But if this works out, then this is going to be the recommended way of creating the floor on the shuttle punt 2, or anybody who buys the shuttle punt 1 and does it this way. gosh. Okay, here's the result of my new floor. It's 1.5 inches above the water line, 1.5 inches above where it used to be. It's more like a stand-up paddleboard with side walls, short side walls. I can add drain holes, 4 of them, one here, one here, there. They're going to be about 1 inch by 2 inches. They're going to be a slot shape, and I'm going to make a little pattern jig and use a router to cut them. Okay, there's my template, and now I just use this router bit with this. This is a patterning bit with the bearing on towards the plate side as opposed to that side. So this will ride on my template, and this will do the cutting. I'm just going to do a starter hole. All right, that feels good. The reason I need a starter hole is because this could damage the template if I plunge it. So now I'm not going to damage it. I have to wait for it to stop before I come out. All right. All right. Here's the slot. Perfect. Good night. Okay, so this is this one is exactly 6 foot long, but it can actually be made any length because you can extend the flat section and make it longer. The curve can remain the curved end can remain the same. It's completely your choice. But Shuttle Punt 2 is designed with 80 inches long. So that's 72 plus 8. That's 8 inches longer than 6 feet. So that would be perfect for sleeping in. This is a little bit tight, unless you're like me and you're 5'9" or something. Right, there are the slots. It turned out really well. They're pretty much level. Now I just have to seal it all. Not really sure how to do that yet. Any advice?